coaching is a concern. And bigger thing for me, there are players that I am very worried about. Kirill Kaprizov, like, he is not himself. And it has looked a little bit better of late. And I even said as recently as like the third period of the Toronto game, I liked a lot of what I saw there. Maybe he's going to get it back. But still, you can't have your superstar disappear for as long as he did. Matt Boldy, I know he was out with injury, right? He's been back long enough that he should have found his game a little bit. I haven't really seen it. Like, are you concerned? And who do you think, who are some of the guys, I guess, that you think have the hotter seats, whether it's players, front office, coaching staff? Like, who are you pointing the finger at?
I mean, I'm definitely like you mentioned, like the Kaprizov, he's not been himself at all this year. Like, I mean, there's flashes that there always is. And same with like Boldy. I still look at them like, it feels like in terms of the players, there's like those guys that it's like when it rains, it pours, where it's just like, hey, when one guy's not going, it feels like everything that's going to go wrong for all of them is going to. And it's just like, whether even it's just like making a dumb play or bad puck, like whatever it is. But the players, like those two specifically, and even if you want to like put Spurs in that category, I'm not as, it feels like it's more of just like when it rains, it pours type thing. But I mean, for me, it's still like, I have a hard time not looking at Dean Evason here just because
Sure.
Some of the situational stuff to me, it's like, yeah, sometimes the players have to be like switched on a little bit here. And like, again, when the penalty kill is, I mean, and they had a great PK the other day. Was it the Ottawa game? I think.
Yeah.
In Sweden, I think they were like what, 5 for 6 or 5 or something like that. But some of that's like, again, with how bad that PK has been at some point, it's like, bro, just make a fucking play at some point. But those types of things. Well, at the same time, how are they possibly not there? Like, how there's certain times where I'm like, the coaching staff like has to like have guys ready to fucking go at some point. And like, how many times?
How many extent is it on them and not the players?
Well, that's what I mean. At some point, yeah, the players got to make plays, but when it's so consistent and happening like game after game, and how many games have they gone down within the first couple minutes?
Okay. So here's,
like, bro,
here's the other angle.
What are we doing?
Here's a real question. Jay Woodcroft, bad coach?
No.
Should, like, being what he is, like, take away, obviously, like, yes, the Oilers felt like they had to do something, but should he be the coach of the Oilers still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest reason that he's not the coach anymore?
Well, I think everyone put a goaltending there.
Okay. So can we not also argue the same thing here for Dean Evason? He has not had goaltending support. Goalies kill coaches. And I'm not sitting here defending Dean because, like, I've been pretty outspoken that I thought last year that he was wrong, right? He is not the right fit. He was perfect for the transition from bad culture to good culture and empowering players, getting the right vibe in the locker room. X's and O's aren't there. He is a player's coach. He gets the pulse of the locker room, and it doesn't seem like he's getting that anymore, and we still don't have the X's and O's. So I'm with you for him being on the hot seat. It's still hard to not look at it and say, fuck, if he had a little bit of help from goaltending, they're probably not in this predicament.
Yeah, totally. And at the same time, I look at the Edmonton thing too. I wonder if that conversation is like, hey, like this probably isn't even fair, but we had to fucking wake this fucking hockey team up at some point. It's like, oh shit. Like, you want to talk about like the country club thing too, where it's like, how comfortable are guys? And it's like, well, how comfortable is fucking everybody at this point? Because it's just, it's just some of the stuff where it's like when they go down immediately in games, when they can't make one play at the big moment in the game, when like some of the decisions are crazy, but like, I keep going back to this fucking penalty kill and defense. Some of it's just like
power play is brutal.
Yeah. It's repetitive type stuff. So like, that's what I kind of look at the coach. Like, I don't even know if this is really, I don't know how much of this is on you. Cause at some point, like we said, with the people, like, bro, just make a fucking play.
Well, but, so
it's like over and over and over and over again. And it's like, the same big moments in games.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, what's the messaging really like here? Because like, how are there so many games where they just start and are immediately on the back foot? It's like, were you just not ready? And that's where I'm like, well, okay, well then that's kind of a coaching thing too. And again,
totally.
They've had a great record overall since he stepped in. But at the same time, it's like, well, do we really care about that anymore? Like, I don't know.
Right. It's just rinse and repeat the same shit. Now, one counterpoint that's kind of in his defense, but also a fun stat that's really not fun at all. What do these players have in common? Brandon Duhaime, Jake Middleton, Marcus Foligno, Vinny Lettieri, Pat Maroon, and Dakota Mermis.
Couldn't tell you. It feels like dashes.
They have more even strength goals than Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
He has one even strength goal on the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay. And again, to an extent, we can blame coaching. That's fucking on him. I don't care what coach you have. If you are that skilled and if you are paid that much money and people are already saying that you're underpaid and on a great contract, one even strength goal this far through the year is fucking embarrassing. He is more deserving of being benched than Patrick Laine is. We can't fucking do it because then we wouldn't have a full roster. Like, it's bad, man. It's bad. He has one even strength goal.
Yeah.
That's just gross.
It feels like when it rains, it pours type thing, and he is facing the brunt of it. And it could be a thing where he gets one. I mean, we've seen this from him before where and usually it's like a 3-game spurt of him not being Kirill Kaprizov. And then it feels like he gets one. It's like, uh-oh. And then it's just like 3 points, 4 points, 2 points. I know. I'm not being like,
I get what you're saying. It's just hard for me when I watch him play. And it has been a lot longer than 3 games. And
he's wearing it too. He doesn't
look like he's having fun. He looks like he wants to just fucking go back to Russia and never play hockey again. It's not good. Yeah, and I am confident he will get it back. But if I told you I was confident it would happen fast, no. Right. Like he's still the same talented player, but it's like, what's got to give here? Because again, we can blame the coaching staff, but if your best player sucks, if your goaltending is garbage, if you deal with injuries from Boldy and Spurgeon, like, do I think that Evason should be the long-term coach here? Absolutely not. But I've said that for over a year. Do I think that right now, the way the team's performing is on him? No.
Right.
Are there elements where he could make it better? Yeah. Is it enough to make them a playoff team? Not fucking right now.
It is crazy. They're in 7th place. Whoops. It was funny too. It was like there's 2 games in Sweden. Like they had moments where I was like, oh, they're looking way better now. And it's like,
game they looked good.
Oh yeah. And it's just it's crazy, dude. One thing goes wrong, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
But
poor Marcus Johansson got fucking on that. That was so nasty.
No, dude, did you see though? So there's some fucking guy that had the nerve to go in and be like, "Wow, just noticed," and like threw up the clip of that overtime goal by Nylander. Be like, "Check this out, Jonas Brodin." And his quote-unquote back check couldn't have cared less, glided in, nothing. That's why we're losing this year. And it's like, I'm sorry. Of all the people on the ice, he's maybe the 3rd most responsible for that goal. And there's only 4 guys on the fucking ice.
Yeah,
like, how? And someone's like, he's literally there for the trailer. Like, didn't even turn around to look. Like, dude, what was he going to do to catch the guy that Johansson couldn't catch with like 10 strides on him? Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Love the honesty from Johansson. He's like, I'll be honest, thought I had him, but all of a sudden he was like, he's the fastest person in the world.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was right there with you. Fastest kid alive.
That was
damn it.
he's unbelievable. My God, give that fucking guy $12 million right now.
But Jesus, I don't know.
Hey, bright spots though. Marco Rossi producing still. Faber continues to be
2 of my 3 sons are thriving. The other one got shipped off to pain, but that's okay.
That's great.
We're past it.